Sometimes the dead don't rest quiet. Sometimes they leave behind words, scraps of confession, scraps of warning, scratched out with hands already halfway in the grave. Tonight, we've brought one such bundle back from a church forgotten by time, buried in the bones of a Kentucky holler, and what we found inside was never meant for the living. You're listening to Kentucky Melody. Around here, we don't just tell ghost stories. We open the doors you'd rather keep shut, and what waits inside will chill you to the marrow. This is a new series just in time for Halloween, and these are the letters from the dead. It weren't on no map, just a trail deer might take, twisting deeper into the holler where the sun don't set so much as it just dies. Trees leaned in close, roots grabbing at our boots like they meant to drag us under. We weren't hunting for trouble, only a place to get out of the rain, but the holler had other plans. Through the mist, it appeared. A church, or what was left of one. Half sunk into the hillside, boards gray and swollen, steeple broke clean in two. No road led to it, no sign said it ever belonged to God. But there it stood, waiting on us, leaning into the dark like it had been praying for mercy and never got it. The door pushed open with a groan that set my teeth on edge. Inside, pews lay split and twisted, hymnals bloated with rot. Rain dripped steady through the rafters, puddling round the altar. And yet, it felt like something still worshipped there, something that never left. Every step echoed, but not like it should have. The sound seemed to breathe back at us. On the pulpit lay a bundle, yellowed papers bound in twine black with mold. The smell of earth and iron clung to it, sharp as a grave left open too long. When the twine cracked, the pages spilled out. Writing covered them. Not sermons, not hymns. Letters. Letters written by hands long buried, some scratched in ink, others smeared in what looked too red to be rust. Each page carried a voice that refused to stay silent. And tonight, we'll open them one by one. These are the letters from the dead. First was a Gallows Confession, scrawled on the night a man swung. Words meant for no priest, no sheriff, only the darkness that walked beside him.
They're calling for me outside, boots stomping on the boards, the scaffold creaking like it already knows my weight. I can smell pitch in the air, tar from the torches, and the sour sweat of the hangman. They say I killed a man. They ain't wrong, but I weren't alone when I done it. Something was there. Something older than the woods, darker than the coal seams. It whispered in my ear, "Do it. You'll never hang for it." But here I said, rope waiting, only the whisper's still with me. I see it in the corner of the cell, black eyes blinking slow like coals that don't die out. It says, "Confess, and I'll walk with you." So I write these words. My hand shakes, but not from fear of death. It shakes 'cause I feel it touching my shoulder, cold as the grave. When the rope snaps my neck, I won't be alone. It'll be there, holding me up, dangling beside me. And when they cut me down, when they lay me in dirt, I reckon it'll climb out with me too. So hear me now. If you stand on Gallows Hill at night and you hear boots scuffing though no one's there, If you hear a voice say, confess, don't answer, don't speak, 'cause once you do, it ain't never leaving you be.
They buried him deep, but folks say the scaffold still groans in the wind. Some nights a voice rides it, whispering a confession that ain't yours to give. This here next letter was smeared with dirt, written by a man who thought the dead had no use for rings nor boots. He learned otherwise.
I told myself the dead don't mind. They don't need their gold, don't need their lockets, don't need their boots. But every grave I dug felt heavier, like the ground itself was fighting me. First one, the coffin lid gave easy, too easy. Inside, the body was twisted, as though waiting. I swore I heard a breath. By the third, the eyes were open, clouded, but wet. Blinked when I shined my lantern. Lord forgive me, I shut the lid fast, but I still took the ring. Couldn't stop myself. Last night, the moon lit the stone silver. I dug again. Dirt clung to me like hands. When I pried the lid, she was smiling. Lips sewn shut, but smiling. The thread tore loose as her mouth moved. She breathed warm on me, whispered soft, like a sweetheart. Stay. Her hand closed round my ankle, bones clicking like teeth. I tried to claw free, but the earth pulled harder. The grave I opened wanted me inside, and I reckon by dawn it'll have me.
They found no body, only a fresh mound where none should have been. On moonlit nights, you'll still hear digging, but it comes from under the ground. When the sickness came, whole families were nailed inside their homes, left to burn with fever. One such cabin left this note behind, scratched in trembling hand on soot-stained paper.
3 days since they sealed us in. Boards across the windows. Door nailed shut. The air's foul with smoke from the fire they left us. And Mama coughs red. Baby whimpers till he don't. Outside, wagon wheels pass. Voices mutter. They don't stop. They don't knock. To them, we're already ghosts. Nights are worse. Fever burns me, yet I freeze. Breath brushes my neck. Though Mama lies still on the floor, something shifts in the corner when the lantern dies. Not shadow, not sickness, something smiling. I reckon the plague weren't the only thing nailed in here. Something else come with it. Hungry, waiting. When the fever takes me, I'll be one of them too. If you find this, burn the cabin. Burn it deep. But fire won't always kill what's already dead.
They burned it, so the tale goes. But travelers swear the ridge still smells of smoke, and lights flicker through boards long gone to ash. This last one we share tonight was a hymn written in fire, a congregation locked inside their church, singing one final song. Only, no sound carried.
The doors won't open. Flames lick the rafters, hotter than judgment. We raise our voices, but nothing comes. Our mouths stretch wide, throats raw, yet silence falls heavier than ash. Around me, faces glow with firelight, eyes wide, mouths open, scream frozen. We sing in silence. We burn in silence. In the smoke, I see 'em. Shapes dancing, mouths open, mocking us. Their hymn swallows ours. No words, no sound, only silence that deafens. I scratch these last words as the roof gives way. Ink bleeds, hands blister, but still I write. If you hear music from these ashes, don't listen. For once the choir finds you, their song don't leave. It stays, buried in your bones, singing long after your own voice is gone.
The fire took their church, but not their voices. To this day, they say a hymn drifts on the night air, but it ain't words, you know. It's silence itself, and it lingers long after the sound dies. 4 letters, 4 voices that clawed their way past the grave. A hanged man still whispering for confession. A thief dragged down into the earth he disturbed. A family locked away with their sickness, and something worse, and a choir that burns forever, singing without sound. But these are only the first pages from that bundle we found in the church. Deep in the holler where the trees don't speak and the ground remembers, there are more letters, more voices waiting, begging for their turn. And once opened, they don't stay quiet. So keep your lanterns lit, your ears sharp, and your prayers close, for the dead still write, and we will read them. Next week, the bundle opens wider. More hands reach from the dark, more voices claw for your ear. We've found a soldier who swears the battlefield still marches beneath his boots. A child whose cries echo from the bottom of a well that should have stayed sealed. A witch who carved her curse into bark, bleeding words no rain could wash away. And a congregation that never learned how to stay buried. 4 more letters, 4 more voices that won't rest. Will you return and let them in?